The piano at Aurelio's didn't so much play as breathe. Smoke-soft notes, a slow river of sound slipping through the low-lit room. Amber liquor glowed in cut glass. Waiters moved like chess pieces. A storm pressed against the windows, smearing Chicago in rain and neon. At a back table, Giovanni Rossi signed a contract with a fountain pen older than some of the men guarding the door. The signature was clean, ruthless, inevitable, like everything he did. He saw her before she saw him. She threaded through the crowd with a steady, stubborn grace, a woman in a black dress that didn't shout but understood perfectly how to be seen. Brown hair swept into a simple twist, a few rebellious strands catching light, a mouth that looked like it had learned to hold back what it wanted to say. Eyes the color of old whiskey, bright when they should have been tired. She walked like someone teaching herself to be brave in real time. She stopped at his table. "I'm sorry," she whispered, breath trembling. "Could you dance with me? My ex is watching from the bar." The room sharpened. People rarely asked Giovanni for favors without knowing who he was. People never asked him for gentle things. He followed the line of her gaze to the marble-topped bar. A man in a navy suit leaned on an elbow that didn't quite belong to him, a smile carved with entitlement, eyes mean with memory. The kind of man who mistook proximity for possession. Giovanni lifted his gaze back to the woman. Up close, those brave eyes were glassy, with the effort not to cry. A thin, livid mark peeked above the bone of her wrist, hastily covered by makeup, the kind of mark you don't get from a door frame. "What's your name?" Giovanni asked. "Sarah," she said. "Sarah Johnson." He rose without another question. "Then let's give him something worth watching." She blinked, relief and panic colliding. His palm found the small of her back, light, instructive, the way you might place a hand on a skittish horse, asking for trust instead of taking it. The pianist looked up as if he too understood when a moment needed soft witness, and slid into a slow, elegant standard that cupped the room in velvet. They stepped onto the small floor between tables. He guided. She followed, not because she couldn't lead herself, but because for once it felt good to rest. The rain beat a hush against the windows. The city leaned in. Sarah's pulse thundered. Giovanni smelled warm cedar and rain off his suit, the kind of careful masculinity that came with knives you never saw unsheathed. "I don't know how to do this," she murmured. "You already are," he said, voice a glass-smooth baritone. "One step at a time." He moved like he was born to cut circles in crowded rooms. His hand warmed the line of her spine. She let her head tilt, not quite to his shoulder, but near enough that she could hear how even his breathing stayed. Her ex shifted at the bar. The glass in his hand tipped, then steadied. Anger is a loud color, and Giovanni saw it bloom behind the other man's eyes. Is he the kind who apologizes to the glass after he hits it? Giovanni asked, almost lazily, like he wasn't already calculating all the ways this could go wrong and how to stop each one. Sarah's throat tightened. "He's the kind who thinks people are furniture," she said, surprising herself. There it was, the truth. The air tasted better after. "We worked together. I ended it. He didn't." Giovanni's jaw flexed, the smallest tick. "Look at me," he said. She did. Those eyes, dark, calm, terrible with patience, held hers like shore holds tide. The song swelled. They turned. Her heartbeat changed its reason for being fast. "You're safe for the length of this song," he said. "Probably longer." She huffed something like a laugh, something like a sob. "Probably? I try not to make promises I won't enjoy keeping." By the second chorus, people watched them the way you watch a fire in a fireplace you didn't know you needed. The ex's smile devolved. He pushed off the bar. "Don't look," Giovanni said, seeing everything without moving. "Tell me what you do, Sarah." "I restore art," she said, and suddenly her voice filled with a softness that belonged to her. "Watercolor mostly. Pieces that time has smudged. I bring back what was meant to be seen." Of course she did. He pictured her hands with brushes gentle as breath. He'd been raised in marble and iron, cathedrals and cellars, and he knew the quiet holiness of returning a thing to itself. You? She asked, then flushed, because what did you ask a stranger whose body said danger and whose palm said home? I sign my name, he said, mouth curving with a private joke. And I keep the people I sign for in one piece. Security? She tried, in a manner of speaking. The song ended. The room clapped like it had been waiting to exhale. The ex arrived with a smile held together by liquor and habit. Sarah, he said, syrup thick, didn't think you liked to perform. I wasn't performing, she said, surprising herself twice in one night. I was dancing. Same thing, he said, then turned an up-down glance on Giovanni that confused price with value. And you are? Leaving, Giovanni said pleasantly, and then, with a softness that felt like closing doors, he tucked Sarah under his arm. Come with me. He didn't look back, but two men who had been invisible up to that moment unfolded from shadows and stepped into the ex's path with courteous, immovable smiles. They slid into a side hallway where framed black and white photographs made time feel like an art project. Sarah's breath fogged. The world had moved too fast. The world had not moved fast enough. I'm sorry, she said. I shouldn't have. You did exactly what you should, Giovanni said. You asked for help. Her eyes shone. Do you make a habit of rescuing strangers? No, he said. I make habits out of excellent things. I suspect you'll ruin me for all of them. She didn't know how to answer that. Didn't know what to do with the realization that standing close to a dangerous man had never felt less dangerous. You're shaking, he said gently. I'm angry, she corrected. Good. Anger tells the truth about what hurt. A waitress appeared with 2 flutes of champagne as if delivered by the universe itself. Giovanni lifted one. To dancing when you should have run. She reached for hers. Their fingers brushed. Her throat warmed. To running when you should have stayed, she countered, surprising herself for the 3rd time. He laughed then, quiet and real. Sarah Johnson, he said, tasting her name like something he meant to remember. Tell me where you live. I'll have a car take you home. I can call a cab. He lifted a brow. You could, he said, and I could let the weather decide what happens next. She hesitated. I have work tomorrow. A piece from a private collection, late 19th century, water damage. And you restore it? Yes. Let me drive you, he said. Not a question, not really, but not a command either. A man like him didn't demand. He arranged the world so that refusing felt like walking away from warmth into sleet. She nodded. They exited by a side door. Rain slicked the alley like glass. A black town car waited, purring as if it had a heartbeat. The driver tipped his cap. Inside, the leather smelled rich and new. City lights smeared past in streaks of gold and red.